Oh, everything's letting loose. Wheels are spinning, third gear. They're still spinning, fourth gear. Oh, a little bit of tram line. There we go. Yeah! And we're off. Welcome to another beautiful day in Miami, Florida. And today we have this stunning, very vibrant blue Ferrari 812 GTS. And we're going to discuss about where it stacks up in the pantheon of the great history of Ferrari V12 front-engine cars. To fully understand how far back the heritage of Ferrari front-engine V12s goes, you have to go back all the way 1948 with the 166mm, which stands for Mille Miglia. Ferrari is synonymous with racing, with front-engine V12s, and this is just the latest iteration of that hierarchy. This car is based on the 812 Superfast, and it shares the 812 designation, 800 horsepower, 12-cylinder, but now Ferrari has given us not only just a coupe version, but a folding hardtop convertible. I'm going to go over some of the design elements that Ferrari implemented to give us not just a coupe, but also a folding hardtop convertible in the GTS. One of the hallmarks of what Enzo Ferrari wanted to accomplish with these long hood V12s is that there be no spoiler. And to this day, they're still doing exactly that. If you look at this design, if you compare it to a Lamborghini, for instance, Lamborghinis will have a spoiler. Well, Ferrari has taken it to a level where there's no need for that. There's so much work going on underneath the car and on the side profile of the car that there's no need to have a spoiler in the back. And it gives you a much more elegant, more cohesive, more beautiful design. And to me, the money shot of this car is the rear three-quarter view, where you see the short overhang, the buttresses, the long space between them, and just how the roof just cascades into the design of the car. I just think it's just stunning. The last piece of engineering marvel that you have to understand with this car is that Ferrari has given us a completely redesigned rear diffuser that has a bi-wing effect, negating any rear drag that is caused by the cam design. Now, enough talking. Let's go for a drive and let's show you how it runs. When you start driving this car for the first time, you realize very quickly that it's an engine car. The entire experience is dominated by the engine. So let's talk about the engine a little bit. 6.5 liter V12, almost 800 horsepower, plenty of torque, but more importantly, it's naturally aspirated. Why is that important? Because of the sound, the engagement. I mean, it's like a musical instrument. And in a world quickly moving towards electrification, this is going to be the last of the high displacement V12s. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. From this point forward, Ferrari will have to join the rest of the supercar manufacturers and give you some sort of hybrid assistance, or a turbo, or a supercharger, but these high displacement V12s, thing of the past. Here we go. Oh baby. Oh, look at that transmission. You know, it's a fast car, 0 to 60 in about 2.8 seconds. But the secret sauce here, what brings it all together, is this incredible dual clutch transmission. Nobody does it better than Ferrari. it all starts with the Manatino. That's where the engineers show their brilliance. You can be as involved with the car as you want, but really that's where this car shines. It goes beyond just a spec sheet special. It really is the gateway of making you and the vehicle one, of getting you to the point where you are both driving it. Yesterday we were driving in wet mode because it was raining, and it was just so calm, so peaceful. But I like driving it in race mode. It gives me enough of the safety nets that I like to keep me on the straight and narrow. But if you want to go real bonkers, turn everything off. And it's just you and this North Korean missile that, well, you're not really sure where it's going to end up. With such a potent offense, you need an equally strong defense. You've heard that before, right? Well, sort of applies here the same way. These brakes, these Brembo carbon ceramics I'm telling you, they are incredible. They come straight from the Ferrari. They stop you from 70 to 0 in about 142 feet. They are just, it's like, oh, you can almost feel like the Earth's rotation is stopped. All right, so far we've shown you how the coupe version of this car drives. But now we're gonna show you the split personality. As long as you're going below 28 miles an hour, you can just press a button and all of a sudden you're transformed into one of the coolest convertibles out in the market, if not the fastest. And there you have it. Well, let me tell you about my Ferrari 812 GTS. The obvious starting point has to be that it's not red. Well, you know, I'm just a unique individual. I like to have something a little bit different than the rest of the crowd, and it was an obvious choice for me. I love the color blue, and we painstakingly dove into the archives to find this blue color, and I think it came out even better than I imagined. So the color really dominates the entire experience, the entire view of the car, but more importantly, it tells another different chapter of my story, which is that every single one of my cars tells that different story of me. Let's go over the interior spec of the car. And you're gonna obviously notice that I went a little bit crazy on the interior colored carbon fiber. Even though it's a different shade of blue, I kind of always wanted to have these interior pieces in a different color, not just black. So it was an excuse to go a little crazy on it. But I think it's really cool. I like it quite a bit. I wanted to give some old school feeling to the seats, even though I like the race seats. So what I did is I did it Daytona style, being that this car really is inspired by the Daytona of the 60s and early 70s. And in the vein of wanting to keep the yellow motif, I went with center stripes, and we have interior yellow stitching with the band over here. If I would have had the option or the foresight of knowing that it kind of interferes with the visibility on the screen, I would probably deleted that section of it. But everything else I think is exactly what I wanted to convey, and I'm super happy with it. If you notice on the door sill, you'll have the last bit of blue carbon, and they put the Atelier stamp on it since it was a custom build. "70 years of Ferrari V12 GT legacy live in this car. Every success, every failure, every attempt at improvement is right here. Will there be faster Ferraris? Sure. Will they be a better driving experience? I'd have to say no. I think this is the ultimate driver's Ferrari." Guys, thank you very much for watching my take of the A12 GTS. We're gonna have it in the garage for quite some time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. YouTube loves to have you share it and like it. It really helps us with the algorithm. So thank you very much, and see you soon on the next GT Dreamer video. Be good to yourselves.